Hi, I'm Sue Boo bringing crafting to you, and today we are going to do the final part of the baby mini album, and we're going to do the pop and twist card. Okay, so you will need a piece of card that is 7 by 3, scored at 3.5. You will need a piece of card that is 1 3/4 by 6 3/4. Another piece that is 7.5 by 3. Okay, so you've scored your first one. So we're just going to go over this, and we're just going to make sure that we get rid of any bits that's sticking up. Okay, so this is identical to how you'd make a big one. So hi Victoria, how are you? So but this is just a miniature version of it. So I'm going to burnish and crease my card. So then I have got your DSP for inside, and this measures 2 7/8 by 3 3/8. So you want 3 pieces, 2 for inside and 1 for your front. So we're just going to stick these in. So I'm glad you're well. Still waiting, so it must be frustrating now. Were you late with your little girl? Just make sure that you've got equal increment all the way round. Of course, these can be done with any papers. Of course, I've got the Disney magazine with these papers in, so I wanted the Disney stamp set that was in the pack, so all the papers match. Unfortunately, I managed to find that our papers, our card coordinated, which really thrilled me that I could find something that looked okay with it. That's what I love about Stampin' Up. Everything is coordinated ribbons, inks, card, you can DSP, everything. You can get everything that goes together. Marker pens and so we'll see. I was 9 days over with my second one. Oh, you don't want to hear that really, do you? Right, so just make sure you've got a nice crisp edge. I've re-burnished that. Right, the internal mechanism that we need. So as I've told you, better just stick my pin in my glue to start with. So just pop that there. So as I said, this is 1 3/4 by 6 3/4, and we're going to score it at 7/8. So we're going to score right down the middle at 7/8. So give that a nice crease down the middle, and that didn't, I got that right. Never mind, it won't matter. I can just take, is that, let's have a look. And did I do 7/8? I did do 7/8. I'm just going to take an inch off because I believe that, no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave, oh, that's gone wonky. I'm going to try that again. So 7/8. Don't really want it going wonky. Oh, now I've sliced it. There we go. So we start again with a new piece of card. So here we go again. So I'm going to go at 1 3/4. I'll just double check that is the correct measurement. Yes, it is 1 3/4. So this is often why I take my blade out when I'm scoring. I have moved my score blade and my blade around, so that's my own silly fault for doing that, isn't it? Right, and it's 6 3/4, so 6 3/4. So that's the cut. I'm now going to remove my, oh, and I've done with my best blade as well. Right, but this is the last thing. So now we're going to do 7/8. 1 3/4. 7/8 doesn't look right. So have I done that wrong then? So 1/2 inch is 1 inch. Then it's your 1/2 inch, you've got 1/4. And 1/2 of 1/4 is an 8, so it should be 7/8 should be half of that. So I'm not sure why I'm not getting a middle position in this. Okay, we'll try that. And that's better. That's in the middle now, so I'm pleased about that. Okay, so what you're going to do now is turn it to your long side, and you are going to mark it at 2 3/8. So you're just going to do 2 3/8, and then you're going to mark where your track is at the top and at the bottom. Turn it 180 degrees, and again we're putting in at 2 3/8, and you're going to mark it dead on your track, top and bottom. So we've got those. Yes, that looks right. Now what you're going to do, we're going to score on the diagonal between those two score lines. So what you do is where the pencil mark, I've just marked it, put that in there and then swing it round till you get the other pencil mark that you've marked. Once you've put your track down, just make sure that those pencil marks are in the middle of your track like that, and just hold your card firm, and then you will see. So there was my mark at the bottom there was my mark at the top, got that in the track and all the way down. So I'm going to spin it again for the other diagonal. So again, I'm going to position it roughly in that track, then put my blade carrier down, and again just make sure that you've got those marks in the middle of there. So I don't know whether you can actually see whether it's going to show you. Can you just see that pencil mark just up there and the pencil mark just at the bottom too? And you should get that. I might have moved it slightly as I've moved it, so just make sure that that's in the middle of that track. And there we go, bang on it there, and then there. So you've got your cross going there. Now what we're going to do also is we're going to put a little mark at little mark at 5/8. So we're going to do 5/8. No, that's not right, sorry. 5/8. Have I got 5/8? There's 5/8. That can't be right. Just let me double check. What have I said? Sorry, it is 1 5/8, not 5/8, 1 5/8. I've missed me one off. I knew that wasn't right. Sorry about that. So you 1 5/8. So it's just one mark. Well, it's the one bigger mark after the 1 1/2. You are just going to put a very faint line top and bottom, and then spin it round and do 1 5/8 again, and just put that mark just top and bottom. Right, when it then faces you, I want you to put a cross in the top right hand part where that meets just in your top. So I've put a very faint line down there to my score line. I'm going to put a cross there. That is where we are going to put our glue. Then I'm going to the bottom left and I'm just going to put a faint line and we're going to put a cross in there. So when we come to glue the mechanism, we are only going to glue in this top part and we're only going to glue in this bottom part. Okay, so we'll just leave the mechanism for the moment and just finish off scoring this piece that's your card that pops out. So again, this is 7.5 by your 3 inches, and you're going to score it at 1 7/8, 3 3/4, and 5 5/8. Now you can, if you didn't have a trimmer, scoring blade should I say, you could just fold it in half and then fold it in half again. So as long as you've done your quarters of the piece, you're good to go. So I'm just really gonna crease this down, making sure that we're getting a nice crisp crease on these to flatten it down, because it does make a bulky card this, and you just want to flatten it as much as you possibly can. I'm just going to look, see, yeah, that's good to go. And then when you fold it so that it's a W shape like that. Okay, so we'll go back to, well, we'll stick the DSP on this to start with, so we'll do that. Now the DSP, I've got 2 different patterns, so I've chosen, I can either stick the 2 stripes on the outside, I think that's the way I'm doing it, and the 2 patterns in the middle. So the DSP measures 2 7/8 by 1 3/4. So you want 4 of those. You could have 4 exactly the same. I've chose to do 2 different designs. So I'm going to put these together. So I'm just going to put my glue on the back, and then just make sure that you've got an equal increment going all the way round. There we go. And the flower one next. As I say, I'm not used to working with such flimsy paper. Our DSP and Stampin' Up is very sturdy paper, and this is just almost like your photocopier paper, which is a bit disappointing really. I'm hoping as time goes on that it doesn't have glue marks, because obviously I want to make this and it be kept, so I'm hoping it won't come to showing marks in times to come. So but it's a shame we don't really do anything really like Disney. But obviously it has copyrights and what have you, so it's genuine Disney stuff. It has the actual Disney logo. So this is the set Bambi. It has the logo on it, and even the paper, which is annoying, to be honest, because you cannot use that bit to put on your work, because every single sheet has got copyright Disney on, which is annoying, because that little bit would spoil your putting it on, because it wouldn't be on the back of things, it would be on the front. Right, now I'm going to burnish this, so I'm going to make sure we burnish all the sides, bend in the middle, and going to give it a really good crease there, and in the middle as well there. So we're getting our creases really done. And then this is the trick part. We're going to push these the other way, so I'm going to refold it the other way now. So this gives it just that little bit better, the pliability. So I'm going to fold those two. So look again, I'm folding those two together and look how naturally it is going. And fold those two together and it's naturally going. Now, what you want to do is just gently push it into place. So, and gently, those real crease marks, it should have creased on there, but it doesn't always go exactly where you think it's going to go. Should have gone in there really. So really just burnish this down really, really well. Okay. So when it opens up, you've got it's opening up like that. And now where you've seen that cross mark, we now need to put that no, we don't. Ignore me. It's in exactly the right place. Now, because I find this very, very bulky, what I did on my original is I cut some out of the very core of the card, of the mechanism. So when you're putting your mechanism in, you need to put a centre point. I'm just going to bring these together a bit closer, I think, and re-burnish these down. I don't want them such a gap. Okay, right, so when you put it on, we want halfway of the card. So what I'm going to do is that 1.5 I'm going to mark on my DSP, not right up in the crease. I'm taking it down to my DSP so that I know to put my point there. Now what I'm going to do is, sorry, could you see that? What I'm going to do is make sure that the point is about in the middle. So we're getting that in the middle, making sure there's an equal increment there. And I'm just going to put a mark just there and there. So this is now, so when we pick it up, this mechanism should work like that. Now I might push that a little bit further up to the centre so we get it on that score line more, so that the mechanism pops like that. Right, I've put those. So now I can cut this centre bit off of here and know, taking that bulk out, and know where it should sit on the card. That's the reason I did the marking. So because we're going to speed this up and I don't want to have to wait for it to dry, this is where I risk that I've got it absolutely right. And I'm going to put some of my really strong tape on the back so that will hold it in place, and then I'll put glue round. So the best thing to do is burnish this tape down so it really fixes well. Pop that on there. Then I'm going to put my glue all the way around the tape as well, so it should be really fixed down. And I hover it so that I'm getting it in those positions before I press down. There we go. And I'm going to do the same for the actual top bit. And you could, I think that's fixed, yeah, I think that's fixed in place because of the strong adhesive. But you could put that point back on just to double check if you wanted to. Sorry, I'm out of your camera shot. Yeah, I had my daughter absolutely bang on the day. And then I had my other, because what I did, I had raspberry leaf tea, and I got my fourth son, well, third son. I've got 4 children altogether, so I took the raspberry leaf tea and brought him on earlier. So I'm now going to press that down. Let's give it a firm rub on top. And then that should be your mechanism now coming out like that. Okay, so we're now going to put our card on top. I think I've done that, yeah. So the actual crosses now seem to be on the wrong side. So we've not got a problem, because it's that there and that there. So I'm just going to turn this over, and I'm just going to, that seems a little bit on the wonky side, I don't know why. Just going to rub out my crosses on either side. I don't know why it's wonky. It must have gone wonky at the last minute, but that it folds down fine and it opens up okay, so I'm not going to worry about that. So what we're going to do is, in this cross bit, I'm just going to go and mark that little bit there so I can see that little bit there. So I'm only going to put tape in this top area, so not below the fold line at all. So I'm only popping it in that top area. So I'm going to put bit there, and so this will just, I'll be able to do it straight away with this tape on, and I put it there, and then I'll put glue all around my tape, burnish it down, and then the same. So only now in the bottom part of this, so just about there, I think. So as long as we don't put it over that mark. There we go. That is there. So we burnish those down. So I'm just going to turn over, look where the mark was, and just pop it on the other side so I can just see it. Do it again because I couldn't see it very well. I think that's it. And then I've got one on there, so I'm all right with that. So this is how it will open and close. We're going to now take off these 2 strips. And we're going to look, the centre point, remember, I've done the centre point there. So we're going to use that reference for our W. So we're going to make sure that we've got the absolute middle and do it as evenly as you can. And then I'm just going to lean that down, making sure that I've got my card as straight as I can. Whoops, what happened there? That didn't adhere at all. Let me put some glue on as well. I forgot to put my glue on. So put the glue on. Just gone a little bit over that line, so I'm going to just take that off. Right, so I'll do that again. So I'm going to match it up. So I'm looking at that dot that I've got there, put this up there, and then this time I'm going to hold on to my end bit of my card and push down, and that should have adhered my card. And then I've taken the 2 off the top, and we're going to do the same. I'm going to put glue in that area, and then I'm going to stretch it out and adhere to the top card. Now when you first do it, it will struggle slightly, so you've got to make it, you've got to force it a bit into the twisting mechanism so it's not, come on. So let's see underneath. So if I can pull it up, I've got it the W shape, and it should twist when I can get this going. Once you get it going, you'll be fine, but it's actually getting it going. So that needs to fold down, and that needs to fold up, and there's the twist. So that was a bit difficult to show you. So you just need to fold that down and fold that up and push it together so that you start to get your twist. And then I seem to have done my card too long. Oh, that's a nuisance. Right, so my pop and twist, I don't know why, it worked perfectly well in this one. Maybe I didn't stick it the centre. No, that's all right in that one. I don't know why this has come too low. I think I must not have stuck the twist up high enough. It had all worked out, and this is exactly, I'll just double check my measurements on this one. Yes, it is 7.5. Oh dear. The reason why it's sticking over, and I didn't check my measurements on this, I don't know what I've gone with, it should have only been 2 1/4, and I did it, what have I done it? I've done it 3 inches. That should have only been 2 1/4. So that is why mine's coming over there, because I didn't do my my pop out bit small enough. I don't believe I've done that. I'm doing it live. Oh well, you get the idea. It's just that I made that too big. So that should have only, as I say, been 2 1/4 by your 7.5. So your 7.5 was right, but it should have only been 2 1/4, because that's what's making it come below. Now I think what I'll do is I'll probably stick some DSP on the end. Let's see if it fits into my mini album, or I will make it again off camera. It will just fit in there. But I think I'm going to have to oh, I know. I think if to correct it, I need it to stick higher up. So can I get it to work? When you get this strong tape on, it doesn't really come off. As you see, I have now butchered my card, so that needs to go higher. So when it twists, it comes down too low. So I can force it off. I'll have a go. We make the mistakes so you don't have to. That's what is said of demonstrators. We make the mistakes so you don't have to. So you can see what we did wrong, and then you can make sure you did it right. So I think we need, if that's got to go there, one side's got to go up and the other side's got to go down. Okay, so I'm going to also take a little bit off now. So I'm going to take a little bit off my edge there, and a little bit off my edge here. So I've taken off roughly 1/4 inch off either side, but I've not done that until I've fitted it together. So we want that one being on that side. Now there's not a fortunate, it's multi-directional paper this, so I should be all right with that. So that will go on there and that will go on there. So I'm going to cheat now and do it a very complex way. I'm going to stick the actual pieces on while it is in motion, and that hopefully it should work. It might not fan out as much, but I'm just gonna put some more tear and tape on this. I'm sorry you've had to watch this bad design, Victoria. It's terrible. Worst thing I think I've ever done. This is a blooper one. Oh, blooper. So I'll burnish that down well and see if this will work. So again, I'm going to put some glue on this. Right, so I'm going to fold the mechanism, and that's going to be the bottom part, so that's going to go underneath. I'm going to make sure it's lining up either side. I'll just show you on camera if I can. Right, so what I've done is the bigger size, so it will work with the bigger size that I've just done, but what you need to do is put it so that one of these goes on top and the other one goes on the bottom. So I am also making sure that it's staying away from the bottom and it's hidden inside. So I'm going to open it up the other way now and pop the tape on the other side now. So opening it up, it's exactly where I'm going to move that mechanism out of the way at the moment. So I'm putting the tape in exactly the same position that I did before, remembering on the top and on the bottom. And there we go. Then I'm going to burnish this tape because of all what I've done. I'm going to really burnish that down so it picks up the travel bits, and take the release paper off. I'm then going to glue on the rest of it. And now this is where I've got to be careful. So I'm trying to be careful. I'm closing it so you see this goes naturally at the bottom, and I'm just going to let that go in a natural position and press down. Okay, and then my popping card now works with the bigger actual, and it works. So if it goes wrong, that is how to correct it. So I hope you appreciated that I corrected it, and that's how it does. And it works beautifully. So there is absolutely no problem with what I've just done, cutting it off. And the mechanism now is fantastic. The more you do it, the easier it goes, so it's fine. So I am not planning on camera to do this, but I'm going to embellish the top, and of course that is, you're able to stick photographs on there as well. So I hope you enjoyed that, enjoyed my bloopers and how to correct it if it goes badly wrong. So I have showed you that, so that is an added bonus. And then I'm going to pop it in my album now. So I'm thrilled it's gone fine in the finish. But as I've said, we demonstrators, we find how you can go wrong and then how to put it right. So I'm going to put this towards one side so that I can put something down on that side as well. So I'm going to just make sure it's not wonky, equal increment at top and bottom, and that's it. So now I will just give a run through of the album in total. I'm just going to put my glue on there. I've not decided, I won't film anymore anyway, but I've not decided whether I am going to put any more mechanism type things in it. But this is the bare album ready to be decorated with extra embellishments and the photographs, of course, and some writing. So as we open it up, I have got a waterfall to put the photographs on, and something can be put on there. Then we come into being able to pull it out, and I've only put my pop and twist on the last one on this side. Then we open it this way, and of course we've got the reveal, but as I said, I wouldn't put this down because obviously once you put this together you won't be able to take it up, and I want a photograph in there. So then we have got the coin purse that I thought you could put baby's hair and wristband in. And then we've got this one that's the pop out card again, more photographs in there, and that is the finish of the album. So I hope you like that. Hope you'll have a go at it. You can do this with any album, any papers. I might make my original album that I did, this one is I used the beautiful stamp set. Is it? No, it's not Positive Thoughts. Gorgeous Posy. This stamp set, this Gorgeous Posy stamp set, is such a beautiful stamp set. You got a it's still in the annual catalogue that'll be available until I think May, and you got this gorgeous set. I made the Mother's Day card with part of the set. I made the box and then the Mother's Day card to go in that. It's so gorgeous. It's not an all-inclusive set. You need the stamp set to go with it, but you could use any stamp set you want. Obviously, Happy Mother's Day did not come from the original stamp set. I will just get it and show it you because it is absolutely gorgeous. As the name suggests, Gorgeous Posy. Looking at these images, maybe you can't imagine how creative and lovely these images can be. It's brilliant for making your own DSP. I made the DSP. I made several different DSPs with it. It's just, this was one of them, and I just cut it up because I was making the prototype. I just cut the pieces up, but if you can see, mine's got gold on it because what I did is I put these in the center of the flower with the Versamark, and then put my gold embossing powder on the top. This, as I say, is just stunning. This set, I just really love it. It's really great. So I made lots of pattern paper. In fact, you can see on my Facebook page, you can see all the different patterns that I made. I think I made 4A for size, and this is only photocopied paper that I've done it on, and as I say, really lovely stamp set. I will be making some more DSP at some point with it because oh, there's another one that I did on the back. I just used all scraps just to fill it, just to see what the album would look like. And as I say, you could make this album for anybody. it could be just a children's album or holiday album, Christmas album. It could be for anything. It's so versatile, really, of what you can do. But I just thought, you know, I made the waterfall card better because that was a magazine die set, and I used our snail it die for this, which made these bigger, and it's more sturdier. How I made it, and I just popped the ribbon under there to keep it under there. But yeah, look, lovely album. I hope my daughter really likes it because it's from my daughter. I'm longing to see it all filled with beautiful pictures of her baby that she's still pregnant with at the moment. So lovely. Thank you very much for dropping by. Really appreciate that you've watched me today. If you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. If you see any of the products that I use in my lives, or if you're watching on YouTube, as I upload after I've done my lives, I generally upload to YouTube. If you want to purchase any of the stamp sets or papers or whatever that I use, please contact me. You can go back to my Facebook business page, which is exactly the same as my YouTube, Sue Boo Bringing Crafting to You, and see all the creations I've done. And if you want to have a go, get in touch with me and I will help you purchase them. There is a shop link on my Facebook website that will take you straight to the Stampin' Up shop, as long as you are using that one from my web page, Facebook page. It will come to me, so I will know you've purchased through me. And of course, everybody that purchases through me, no matter how small, they will get a free gift and a thank you card. So thank you very much. Do appreciate that you've watched. Stay safe, stay well. Bye.